I cannot believe this is real. I cannot believe that this actually happened, and to the extent that it happened. I honestly don't know how to describe this other than either absolute insanity or grade A propaganda. Take your pick. For those unaware of what I might be talking about based on the title alone, yesterday Trump tweeted out a GIF, which was, the wording to it was a hashtag fake news network, hashtag FNN, short for fake news network, and a GIF. And that GIF was 10-year-old WrestleMania footage of when he beat up Vince McMahon at one of the events. But it was CNN's logo spliced over McMahon's face. Somehow, the media has taken that as literal death threat from the president. What you or I would see as just a typical shit post has been taken as the president trying to kill them. I honestly cannot even. I so cannot even, I can only count in odds right now. What the ever-loving fuck? We must stop Trump and stop his horrible dictatorship at any and all costs. CNN. The president just tweeted out a meme. Holy God, he's trying to kill us! Also CNN. If they truly believe this, they are the most paranoid nutjobs I've ever seen. And it's not just a small bit of. I watched hours upon hours of pundit after pundit from multiple channels say how they viewed this as a death threat and that their lives were in danger because of this fucking meme tweet. A meme! Then again, these are also the same organizations that somehow view Pepe the Frog as a literal Nazi, so I can kind of see it. And let me nip this part in the bud, because I've actually had conversations with people about this where they say, well, yeah, this could be seen as a threat because it's Trump in that GIF beating someone up. Let me assume that it's literal beat up for a second here. He's beating up a logo, a company logo, not a person. He didn't splice on a person's face or any individual currently living. It was a company logo. So at worst, he could be threatening CNN, not an individual person. So that part's completely debunked to begin with. But then let's take it a step further, because that type of meme is typically used with takedown, not beat up. As in, Hulk Hogan took down Gawker Media. If Trump had used any person's face, I'd be right there with you. I'd say that this was improper and could be seen as a threat. But he didn't. So that whole point is moot. This is a company. This is just so absurd that I'm having to not only talk about this, but explain it. And this is why I'm a centrist. This is why I don't take sides, because I find that there is this sort of blinder that people put on to excuse things from one side, but then to magnify every little thing from another side. And I'm not saying that the person who said that was biased, because I can kind of understand where that argument is coming from. I don't agree with it, and I can point out why it's wrong, but that I can kind of see as a, well, the president shouldn't be doing this, the president should be more dignified kind of argument, and that's fair. That's fair. To say that I am, well, ignoring Trump's actions, or I'm specifically favoring Trump, though, no. I fucking hate defending this guy. Please stop so I can just poke fun at him like everybody else. But I believe in this whole fairness thing, and if you're going to wrongly accuse someone of doing something, like, I don't know, posting a meme and then accusing said meme of being a death threat, of course I'm going to call bullshit on that, and I'm going to defend the person that did it. And then the other point that I would just like to make, because it's kind of funny in a cosmic sense, is that the media is accusing Trump of sending a death threat via a tweet. This same media being the one that has, on many occasions, either stoked flames to not incite violence, but in a sense justify it, or they have somehow twisted actions that others have taken as the other side's fault, rather than looking introspectively and saying, maybe we've gone too far. The Republican baseball field shooting comes to mind. There were a good number of media organizations that said that it was the Republicans' fault for their violent rhetoric, rather than the violent rhetoric we see largely coming from the left in the here and now. And I already had several arguments like this, so I'm going to cut this off before it gets anywhere. Largely, not completely. Since the election itself, the majority of violent rhetoric I have seen has come from more left-leaning media organizations or more left-leaning groups. I am not excusing when the right does it, but they, right now, are in the minority. And I'm not saying, oh, well, just because it's happening now means that the right has never done it in history before. No, I remember when the right was the majority for this, but it has since flipped to the other side. Once again, this is why I don't take sides. I look at things from a neutral perspective, which means I'm hated by both. I've been accused of being a cuck and a Nazi. And I'm getting tired of also being accused of being, oh, you're just a right-wing shill, oh, you're a left-wing shill, when I'm just trying to sit here and look at things and understand it from both perspectives. Because I don't like it when either side does anything like this. But to deny that it's largely coming from the left, in America, I should add, right now, is a bit absurd. Which makes me laugh, considering that the media have had hands in some of this shit, whereas right now they are threatened by a meme. And then a last point I'd like to make is that some people have been comparing this to the Kathy Griffin thing. I don't think that's really fair. honestly. I don't like what Kathy Griffin did, and I think that she did it intentionally to get attention. Uh, and it was really stupid that she did it, but I don't think comparing this to that is actually fair. This is just the president being a shitlord on the internet. That was Kathy trying to get attention and being provocative. Uh, Comparing the two, either side comparing the two, saying, oh, well, because I have seen people on the right saying, well, this Kathy Griffin's was called art, and this one was called a death threat, obvious bias. There is a bit of a difference here, just in cases themselves. I get the point that you're trying to compare, but using the two as a comparison isn't quite right, or quite the way to go. That's just my 2 cents on it. I'm hoping the media can learn from this. Ha ha ha! They've been getting fucking worse every goddamn week. Every time I say, I hope that they can get better, they get worse. I don't know what to do at this point. I keep hoping and praying that things will improve, and they just don't. It's the exact opposite. I'm at my wit's end here. Maybe we really do need to just shut it all down, start from scratch. Maybe that'd help. I don't know, because I'm losing it myself. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Tell me what you think about this. This is nuts. The Math Machine talking about death threat tweets from the President of the United States. Woo! Eddie. Peace out.